Welcome to episode 3 of How to Manifest Big in 2024, the limited podcast series brought to you by me, Graham from Drunk Astrology. I hope that you have already listened to episodes 1 and 2, how to build a legit AF altar and the best crystals for 2024, because all these episodes are gonna build on each other. So if you haven't listened, make sure you go back and listen to those two, because there are things you're gonna want to take with you, physical and non-visual, into the new year. But today, I am so excited to share this conversation with one half of my favorite astrologers on the friggin' planet. I'm talking to Tali from the Astro Twins. Her sister Ophi and her are the astrologers for ELLE Magazine, and they are the brain children of behind the show Cosmic Love on Amazon Prime. And they have been huge mentors and friends of mine now for several years. And this conversation, as you'll see, Tali offers so much insight and wisdom. And all signs are getting readings in multiple things, multiple areas of different astrological events that are taking place in 2024. So you're going to get a lot out of this. So definitely get your pen and paper ready. I also want to share with you, before we get in, that Tali and I recorded this during Mercury retrograde, and she does all of her calculations off the top of her head. And that is not what I do at all. I have to write it all down because otherwise things get scrambled in my brain, especially during retrograde. So there were a couple of readings. Here's the magic of Tali and how well she knows astrology. She would give a reading for one sign, but it was meant for another, and afterwards she would catch that she flipped the reading, so then she fixed it in real time too. So just stick with it and be patient, because even when the reading was quote unquote off, Tali caught it in real time and fixed it. So, hello, happy Mercury retrograde recording to everybody. But also, Tali and Ophi, we didn't mention it in the recording, but they are offering everybody who's listening to this podcast series 10% off their 2024 horoscope guides and their planners. So I'm going to put this code in the show notes, but you can use the code DRUNKASTRO in all caps 24. So DRUNKASTRO 24, the digits 24. And you're going to get 10% off their horoscope guides, their planners, like anything that's in their store, you get 10% off with that code. And I wanted to share that with you at the top because it was retrograde and we didn't get it. We didn't record it during our interview. So without further ado, I present to you episode 3 of the How to Manifest Big in 2024 series with me, Graham at Drunk Astrology, and Tali from the Astro Twins. Enjoy. Oh my God, did I just find one of my favorite people on the friggin' planet in the internet space? Tali, is that you?
Me. Hi.
Hi, Tali.
Birds of a feather flock together because you're one of my favorite people too.
Well, it's an honor, and it's an honor to talk astrology of 2024 with you of all friggin' people. I didn't want to do it alone, and I was like, there's only 2 people on this planet, and they're split from the same feather. So,
yes, we are.
You and Ophi, I mean, you all already know. You guys have been such great guides and mentors and friends that to now host you on This Week with Drunk Astrology for the How to Manifest Big in 2024 series. I just appreciate you so much.
Oh, I love you. And I just wish that you were here to mix me up a bourbon cocktail. That's about it. Although it's a little early in the day for that. So,
It's a little early in the day, but is it ever too
if
early?
we happened to be in the same place at the same time,
Yeah.
there would be no protests. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So maybe one of the things that we need to just go ahead and throw into the manifestation bucket for ourselves in 2024 is an in real life meeting with bourbon and cocktails and all bougie accoutrement.
We are overdue for one of those. Yes, we are.
We
Yes.
are. So thinking ahead to 2024 and wanting to get all the listeners into the headspace for what to expect in 2024, but also the real juice of our talk, how we can optimize the energy of 2024. Yeah.
This is where the Virgos always want to optimize everything, and I'm here to fine tune it with you.
Yes.
Scorpio placements are all about that. So let's do it.
Right? Like, let's just dive in deep. We'll optimize for the Virgo and we'll get real with the Scorpios.
Thankfully, my Sag sun will keep us soaring into the big picture of it all.
Yeah, keep our eyes on the horizon.
Yeah, let's drill down too deep. Yeah.
So when you think about just if you were to like sum up 2024 in like a couple sentences, what would you say?
Well, as a matter of fact, we have given 2024 a name in our annual horoscope guide, and it is
give it to
the year of transcendent leadership. The year of transcendent leadership. Leaders will emerge this year, not wearing crowns or rocking Nepo baby privileges. They're going to emerge from among the people. And each of us is going to be asked to tap into our leadership. And it's not the kind of leadership that's all about heavy-handed authoritarianism, although we will see lots of that rolling around, unfortunately. But it's leadership in terms of starting a new conversation, saying something different, because we've had 2023 we called the year of what if. It's like what if could either spin you out into apocalyptic anxiety or open up a whole curious innovative channels. So we've done a lot of like, oh my god, is the world coming to an end? Yes it is. No it isn't. Oh, but in 2023 2024 it's like, okay, we got to do something different here, and that's where transcendent leadership comes in.
Wow. No, I really love that, especially we'll talk about this offline, especially with something that I am planning on doing at the top of the year. Definitely something that's kind of springboarding the other side of my career as an entertainer and a dancer, a choreographer, all the things. So not to give too much too soon, but no, it's very much the call. And I feel like we got a little whisper of that when Pluto was in Aquarius, just for like that little 3-month patch of time this year. But then when we get to January, what is it, the 20th? The 20th, when Pluto enters Aquarius, now it's like, even though he does do another little double dip into Capricorn for a little bit, we really start our 20-year quest for new leadership, new power to the people. I feel like is kind of like the energy that's
I'm going to say it, and I'm going to boldly proclaim that 2024 is the official beginning of the age of Aquarius. It's on.
Thank you. I've literally been like quietly, boldly whispering, like, it's not the age of Aquarius yet. It's not the age of Aquarius yet. Because that's what I've been waiting for.
Our systems have not broken down quite enough. I mean, it has been whispering and screaming here and there with the commercial space travel and the internet and all these sci-fi things that are part of our reality. But in terms of just the mindset of the age of Aquarius, which is about power to the people, changing the entire system, like a total, wipeout. And that sounds scary, and it is a little bit actually, but just complete re-envisioning, because we have to, for our survival, like the next 20 years, we must, while Pluto's in Aquarius until January 19th, 2044. So we got our work cut out for us.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, we've seen the dismantling while he's been in Capricorn. We've seen the dismantling of infrastructure and corporations and some shady dealings from all industries.
Oh my God, right. We started with the bank bailouts and ended with FTX, It's like, what the hell is going on?
And so I'm sure that some people are like, how have we not seen like the crumbling of humanity yet? And it's like, well, because so much emphasis can be on corporate infrastructure and financial systems, like.
And maybe it doesn't have to crumble, but maybe we have to just move into that, like, from that 3D material world mindset of Pluto and Capricorn and all, just where we've been for 200 years, to this 5D, 12D, whatever dimension you choose mindset, where we're like, okay, like we all have the, I've noticed that a lot of coaches have embraced internal family systems, parts work, where we're like, I'm going to nurture this part of me, this 5-year-old in me, this. And so, like, we also have parts in ourselves that are in our future parts, not just our 5-year-old, but our alien Pleiadian part,
Yeah, let's get weird, Tali.
So I'm going to suggest internal family systems, the Aquarian age edition, where we actually activate parts of ourselves that we have yet to meet. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, it really puts Uranus, in the driver's seat too, which is always, I think, a quest for something different, something unique, something based in community. That's the one that I like harboring in on right now, is that community is like such a key word now. It's coming into focus, and it's handing over the power to communities. Like, maybe your community is like super tight, and it is this like interpersonal like community unit, but also what vibration does that set out into the vast community of global connection?
So true.
So I'm really like, that's what I'm excited about, that now we really do get the real call. I'm so glad you said that. I cannot believe that you said that, because that's literally been like this is like unpopular opinion. We're not there yet.
I mean, it's like the astrologers, the astrology world right now is full of haters. I'm just gonna say it, who are just no, you have to only read for your rising sign, or Hellenistic astrology is the only way. And I'm just like, you know what? We have downloaded the system from the ancients, from the aliens. Like, does it resonate for you? Like, come on. Like,
I know. It's like, oh, you use whole sign?
Oh, I know.
You don't use Placidus?
I am snobbish about whole sign. So I even
are you snobbish?
I don't like whole sign astrology. It's like, if you know your birth time, you might as well do Placidus, and bring into account and that's something people keep asking, like, should I read for my sun sign or my rising sign? But when you're reading a broader based horoscope, sure, you can read for both. But if you're reading for, the sun sign gets dissed, and I love sun sign astrology. I stand behind it as a broad strokes paintbrush.
Yeah.
The sun is your personality. It's how you're active every day. And, it's how you shine in the world. And the horoscopes that you read online are written for, like, at least the ones I write are like, this is what you should do today. This is how and so it makes sense. Your rising sign is important to know. But if you're privileged enough to have been born somewhere where they actually recorded your birth time, great, but not everybody is. And so, and the thing is with whole sign astrology, it makes all the houses equal. It doesn't take into account latitude, longitude, time zone, and so it's like, whatever. It works for some people. I'm not going to tell people what to do, but I am at the same time.
It's okay. We embrace the duality here.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, like, if you know your time of birth, and do a tropical or Placidus chart, and then learn the degrees but it is a finer brush, and yeah, so that's my soap. I'll get off the soapbox now. Okay, thanks.
No, it's okay. No, it's interesting because I dabbled. I mean, I learned tropical Placidus, like and I stuck to it. And then I looked at whole sign just for like, oh, okay, like in mass, okay, I could see how this could work, if it's not. But what I noticed is that I did not really vibe with my whole sign chart with the placements, because I have a lot of 12th house activity going on that I really attribute, like all the guides and the connections and going through like the card reading certification practice. I feel that came in strong. Well, whole sign shifts almost all of that to my first house, and I just don't.
Yeah,
I know
it does not work for me. It falls apart for me. But that is to say, we do use the whole sign method for sun sign astrology for everyone. But we just put your sun in the first house. So I'm a Sagittarius. Sun goes in the first house, and then we count around from there. And it's just that broad strokes.
Yes.
General horoscope, because if you'd have to write like 7 billion different dailies.
Yeah.
So I think, astrologers use whole sign, rising sign as a workaround. And I suppose it's fine for that, but not instead, I'm just like, don't read that instead of your sun sign, read both, that's.
Yeah. And just see what floats your boat.
Exactly. Take the bit of wisdom and.
Exactly, which is all Aquarius, all Pluto wants while he's in Aquarius. Take the wisdom, follow the wisdom.
Follow the wisdom. I know astrology's been so Capricorn, like this, like, funded and,
dodgy.
Right. Or, venture capitalized and dominating. And then the old school, we are the ones who know better. It's turned into a generational war. And it's like,
the conversations I've imagined, like, I wonder if these people are like drunk astrology.
Oh
gross.
Yes,
which makes my Leo Venus just go even louder.
Right, I know. It's like I'm sure people are like, oh, the sun horoscope. Yeah, I've actually been told, like, oh, the Astro Twins are just sun astrologers. I'm like, you know what, bitches, I know how to, I'm not, I know how to.
Let me tell you, just for the listeners that weren't there in the hot tub at your beautiful place in Malibu while y'all were filming Cosmic Love, more insightful astrological conversations with not a chart in sight.
Thank you.
From Opie and Tali. So don't try it. I will, I go hard for my people. Y'all are my people. If anybody ever.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you. I'm being such a hypocrite. I'm like starting an astrology war right now, and I don't mean to do that. I love everyone.
Shadow side Pluto and Aquarius. So, we'll acknowledge it. That's fine. So
I'm just like, oh my God, why can't we just enjoy it the way, like, can't I just look up my teenage crush's sun sign and stalk him from there?
Yes.
Okay,
I did it all. Trust me, as I was a little budding astrologer just studying my heart away, I was like, oh, he's a Cancer. That's why.
Who among us could not, who among us in the astrology community dares to stand up and say that they did not first start getting interested in astrology because They wanted to do something sinful and unholy to another human. I dare thee.
I dare thee to say that. You and I are a dangerous combo, Tali. I'm starting to see.
I know.
We might need our own. Little show here.
We might. This is good stuff. Good stuff.
So since we're starting the year off with this Pluto and Aquarius vibe, yes, we might have done a deterrent, but it all actually really does fit under this Pluto and Aquarius vibe. So it is how we got here. I would love us to go categories: fire, earth, air, water.
Yeah.
Where do these signs find their power from 2024 and beyond?
Okay, because Pluto is that power center. It is the, the underground power center for sure. So if you're a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or if that's your rising sign, or if you have those placements in your
En
chart,
masse, baby. Broad strokes.
what's going to be really, it's like, and you're gonna be moving into more of a collaborative energy, partnerships, communication, being out in the world again. Your power is going to come in numbers, which is a little awkward for the fire signs who are so independent, but it's time to get out and be among the people, not just as the stars of the show, but also interacting, collaborating, combining forces. The earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, you, hello. Capricorn, that's my rising. So I'll listen for this too.
You'll listen to this too.
Oh, hey, for the earth signs, Pluto is really you're gonna be the stars now. So you get to like really put yourself, your power is gonna come in being the role model, sharing your story, but also you definitely have the transcendent leadership energy coming from Pluto, where it's like, here I am, here's this new idea, breaking out of the box, introducing something totally new, and I'm going to dazzle you with it and transport you to a totally new dimension. The water signs.
Hell yeah, I received that, by the way. Okay.
check. Oh, I mean,
check. Yes.
Let me not skip.
Ready for that.
Right, exactly. Let me not skip the air signs who are Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. You guys, this is gonna be a little bit. You know what? I just realized I did the. Oh God. I just gave earth signs the forecast. Sorry, I got back.
Oh, yes.
My calculations were off. I was like, oh, I've got it in my brain. It's the air sign. It's the earth signs are coming out of that. You've been dazzling and showing out, and you've had Pluto powering that up in Capricorn. So say goodbye to that. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, now it's time to make it all, to ground it all.
Now it's time to make some money from that shit.
Yeah.
Now it's time to monetize, to systematize, to actually turn it into a method, the Graham method. It's not just about doing it, it's about actually creating it as something that can be, turned into a resource that can be shared and put food on the table. Okay, so that's actually better, right? For well,
and it's comfortable. I feel like it's more, I mean, Pluto is in essence not a comfortable planet, but this is that earth grounded stabilizing zone now, where it's like, okay, cool, the fun and flash has come and gone, and now it's like, okay, let's get real about this shit.
Yeah, let's start to actually turn it into some material resources, the ones that we actually need in order to feel like our earthiest earth selves, which my Capricorn rising is definitely into that idea. Yes. Now the air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, you are getting Pluto in your element of airs and moves into Aquarius. So for you, it is about like, you are going to be the transcendent leaders in terms of like introducing groundbreaking new ideas. It's like reach deep down into those, those places where, you may have felt a little bit of, fear about being judged, because let's face it, air signs can kind of have some out there ideas. But now it's like, it's almost like the world will be catching up to you, and you can take us on a rocket ship ride, a jetpack ride, wherever you want to take us, we'll follow. And then lastly, the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It's gonna be a little bit emo for you, which is perfect. Your
it's great.
resilience, and you're gonna be feeling the power of your emotional intelligence, and where you may have gone and cried alone and hid from the world and then put up memes about your anxiety, you will now be a leader in teaching people how to have challenging and difficult conversations, how to put words behind things and even move through them. So your power is in your exactly where you would like it to be, in your heart, for the water signs. Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and what's nice that comes with this shift, because soon after Pluto enters Aquarius on the 20th, we jump to the Lunar New Year with the Aquarius new moon going into the Wood Dragon.
Yeah.
Where now we like really take off, energetically speaking. And I feel like because this year we get it with the Aquarius energy, that this is like good integration, good liftoff of like, okay, the shift took place in January. Now February comes around, the new moon hits, and it's like time to start planting.
Absolutely. Yeah. The new, the new animal starts with the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year every year. So that's on February 10th. So we're still in the year of the water rabbit. So years that end in 2 and 3 are water element years. So we've been in 2 years of that, it's all about that emotional sensitivity. And the rabbit is the ultimate prey. It's defenseless. So it needs to huddle and hide and hang out with a group of rabbits we discovered. It's called a fluffle. So we've all been
one of my favorite discoveries. One of my favorite discoveries was
right?
the fluffle.
We have been in a fluffle. So, and it's been cozy and nice, but it's like, right, things aren't fully jelly. Everyone's following everyone else and no one knows what to, you can just see it happening all over the place, So what comes next? The Wood Dragon. Wood years end in 4 and 5, and those are about growth, breaking ground, upward movement, and it's a wood dragon. So the dragon is the only like mythological creature in that zodiac. So just to put it into astrology perspective, the rabbit is ruled by Neptune, which is all about dreams and sensitivity. Dragon is ruled by Mars, which is like that combat action, like take no prisoners, go for it vibe. So like it is a year to really put your money where your mouth is and get but like the action plan will start to reveal itself for whatever that is, and hopefully people are going to be kind of aggressive, I think, in the beginning of the year, and it's going to be a little bit concerning, especially April. Mercury will be retrograde April 1st to 25th, and there's an eclipse in Aries on April 8th, and then Jupiter and Uranus are coming together in Taurus, two like, excitable, chaos producing, FOMO inducing planets. So I think April's going to be crazy, Graham.
Yeah, no, because so I've got the eclipse season starting with, I always go the lunar cycle before the first eclipse, and that as the initiator for the season. So that puts March on the map. So like March 10th all the way through April 23rd, that full scope of eclipse season, 2 eclipses. So now we get chapter 2 of that Aries Libra
Yeah.
nodal excitement.
Oh God, War and Peace, War and Peace.
War and Peace coming back for chapter 2,
Mhm.
fingers crossed. But in the midst of that, a signal scrambling Mercury retrograde, and whenever it happens during eclipses, I personally, as all the Virgo in my chart, want to just hide.
Oh my God, I know. It really is. Yeah, April's a doozy. Yeah.
April's a friggin' doozy. And then Jupiter coming together with Uranus before the leap into Gemini. It's just like, okay.
I know. It's like, yeah, Jupiter changes signs on May 25th after a year in Taurus. It goes into Gemini. But that is where we're gonna have another chance at some growth as well.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the good juice of Jupiter, like where do we, so we've looked at, okay, where do we go for power and inner authority? And that's what we discussed with Pluto. And then we get to the more optimistic and the jovial and the explorative and experimental, and in a good way. Like I love to just kind of sum up Jupiter as like experience is the foundation of your belief system. And if it's not, then you're only going on theory and just reading something or subscribing to something without actually living it or doing it.
The lived experience planet.
Yes, and as a Sag with your ruling planet, you know that better than anybody.
For better and for worse.
For better or for worse, damn it.
That Capricorn rising Saturn always gets in the way a little bit, though, sometimes.
Well, sometimes it can be a downer, but it can also be like, well, let's take the good, high-minded Sag vision and let's put some brick behind it.
Yep. Right?
Let's go that. Brick by brick. Hold on. The Sag just wants to let's just do it.
Oh my God. If you could see me on a construction site, it wouldn't be there.
Oh, I would, considering you and I did how long? 3 hours in Lowe's?
Exactly. Turns out you have.
I've seen you there. And that 3 hour, why in a Mercury retrograde did we think that simple solutions would be found that day at Lowe's?
Well, we did not give up. We did not.
But yeah, you are steadfast and I'm resilient. So it's like, oh, keep telling me no, and I'm going to keep figuring out.
We literally did we painted an accent wall for Valspar for their color of the year campaign, and trying to find the materials for that at the Burbank Lowe's during the supply chain shortage of the pandemic required, backstory. We won't get into it, but thank God for Jupiter.
Yes, thank God.
Never say die. Yeah.
So coming out of, because Jupiter goes May 25th. So we're going to be coming out of, who knows what we're going to be coming out of with March, April, these eclipses and retrograde and Jupiter, Uranus coming together. If anything, excitable growth opportunities.
Sure. Yeah. And Jupiter is, it's like you might make a mess here too, but you're going to grow. It'll be a teachable experience. So should we roll through the signs on that?
Yeah, I think with Jupiter and Gemini, it would be nice in terms of how do we optimize this? You're familiar as a listener with your power source, and now here's your growth spurt. Here's your growth source. Shifting out of stability, material-loving Taurus, and now into, the chatty world of Mercury with Gemini. How many of us are going to get in trouble for saying too much?
My God, even
over the next year with Jupiter and Gemini. Nevertheless, growth.
The year of cancellations. That's what we should have called it.
Oh, baby. Well, at least we can just give Jupiter that subtitle.
Right. Or the year of suppressed conversations coming out to be put on the table, because Jupiter and Taurus has made us all very, conscientious, and it's good. We've been conscious, thinking before we speak. How will this impact this person, that person? Okay, I don't want to say this and offend this person, but sometimes you have to also just like, there's no dialogue, it's a monologue. So we're going from our internal monologue to dialogue, I think could be one way. So Aries maybe having a monologue about money and, how to really support themselves or make sure everything's stable, going into dialogue about basically anything and everything, how to get your message out there, your personal branding. Like in words and meeting and cooperating with new people. Taurus's monologue about identity. Who am I? Oh, what do people think of
Who
me?
am
Oh, should I
I?
do this and that? And then moving into how do I monetize that? Okay, which of these ideas are really worth it? Simplifying, paring down, picking the one and building it step by step as Taurus is like,
Checks and balances,
right?
like where's the return on my friggin' investment?
Poor Geminis, Jupiter and Taurus has had you just like, you might as well just stay in lotus position and just not even, get off the yoga mat, really. But there's been a lot of processing, grieving, and you've really tapped into your spiritual leadership and power. Now, Jupiter in your sign is the time to totally go big and reinvent yourself, put yourself out there in new ways, maybe write a book, maybe start your own YouTube channel. Just
Web courses, anything, just get
be
out there.
seen.
Be
Yeah,
seen. You got the celestial spotlight for a
you
year.
really do. Yeah, and it's time to just step into it and shine. And then the Cancers, just enjoy your popularity, make as many, lock in as many friends as you possibly can. But you will be, when Jupiter goes into Gemini, some of them will stay, others won't. You're going to have to really tighten up that inner circle and set boundaries. But normally you do. Your shell is very porous in the beginning of the year, and you're actually okay with that. But it's going to start the wrong people getting under there. No, not after May 25th.
Heck no.
And then, Leo, you you just stay focused on the career, whether you're reinventing or going for that, but make sure you don't step on the wrong toes, because your network's going to be really important after May 25th. You're going to have to be a team player, not just the royal, and you're not going to want to have enemies in the wrong places.
How do you shine in community?
Exactly. Right? How do you spotlight other people? Like start making a point, Leo, of like acknowledging other people, instead of, if you catch yourself praise whoring and looking for people to validate you, make like, today is the day where I shine on someone else's. And when Leos do that, it just makes everyone shine brighter. So
such the high-minded Leo energy is the hype man. You're
for
hyping
sure.
everyone else up. Like, you're good enough. My Leo Venus like stepping in, because if I'm seeking validation, I know that it's like, no. Who can I spotlight? Who can I share with? Because it's beyond this. The Virgo in me is just like, oh, shut up.
You're so good. You're so good at that. You're so good at making other people feel great and be seen, and that's that generous, noble Leo. So be the noble lion, but also some Leos have that humble brag, false modesty. So don't do that either. If you have earned it and you deserve it, own your power too, especially before May 25th, like
Absolutely.
Virgos.
Yes. I mean, you already know. Just I want to hear it from you, not from me.
Well, your growth is really in just like being entrepreneurial in the first part of the year, expanding, traveling, going into new spaces, trying new things, and letting yourself explore different philosophies, and even if you're working on a publishing project or entrepreneurial effort, it should go well. But you're going to have to get a little more corporate and serious about things after May 25th, and focus on, you'll probably have to whittle things down, but don't do, Virgos like to rush to put everything into a system. Don't do that in the beginning part of the year. Get your hands in the clay and allow yourself to get a little messy. Libras, there's a lot of growth happening with the South Node in Libra anyways, but very internal in the, I poor Libras, Jupiter in Taurus is just for you, like, so much inner angst and dealing with the negative emotions, quote unquote, the shadow work that Libras often don't love, but it's kind of a sexy time. Like once you embrace it, there's a sexiness in that, that living as if each day may be your last. But once Jupiter goes into Gemini, you'll be living like each day is your first.
Yeah, just trying everything. Now it's like, oh, get me out of the swamp. I'm ready to go into the sky now.
Right? You're like pessimist, optimist. So
right.
It's like a literal shift coming on May 25th. So just take the claws out, but try not to scratch too many people,
Right, yeah. No need to drag anyone down.
Yeah, or just get them, get some nail art on them and then,
Right, do your thing. Beautify it first.
Beautify. At least
then...
if you're gonna claw us, at least have some like rhinestones and Swarovski crystals and shit on there, Anyway, Scorpio. It's all about relationships when it comes to Jupiter. You're really growing in that area and figuring out how to navigate your own. Jupiter's independent fundamentally, so it's like, how can I enjoy my autonomy without feeling guilty, without pushing someone away or being passive aggressive? And it will be a good year for investments and joint ventures after May 25th. So you're also going to be doing some monetizing, and it may come in through a partnership. Sagittarius. Why do we always say Sag? Sag, my Michigan accent's coming out. Are you a Sag? Okay.
Oh, you're a Sag. I'm a Sag too.
Oh, you're a Sag. So Jupiter's movement is always a big deal for us, but really focus on systems, getting everything organized, it's boring as hell in a lot of ways in the first half of the year, but like the freedom that can come from structure and body care, getting yourselves feeling good in your own skin again and relaxing, actually making space, because you're going to want some space for partnerships that come in the second part of the year. So you'll work hard and then do something else hard,
Right. You'll work hard and then pass it on to someone else, like,
exactly.
Hey, you know what, I did this all myself, but how about I hand it over to you?
Right. I mean, if you create a great orientation package, anyone can do it.
Right.
While you're off having a nooner with your new travel lover that you met.
Yes, I feel like the pitch deck is going to be the Sagittarius sweet spot, like while the first half of the year, go ahead and like just make a beautiful, systematized, beautiful, organized pitch deck. And so by May 25th, when Jupiter makes that switch, hand that shit over.
Hand that over. Here's the pitch deck. I'm going to pitch myself as somebody's other half, so don't mind me.
But the handshake, Sages with the handshake at the second half of the year, like lots of deals, lots of opportunities.
Lots of big opportunities. And Capricorns have
we'll keep our eyes on the Astro Twins to see how that plays out.
Watch this space. Watch this. Oh my God, my camera literally fell when we said that. So what is that trying to say? Come on back. Watch So who's watching this space? I'm scared now. Okay, come back, camera. Sorry, everyone. Not trying to make you dizzy here, but when I now I'm scared because I said watch this space and my camera did its own. This is its own. All right, the glasses are going on. Can I talk about Capricorn like
You sure
down
can.
here like that? Because
Yep, let's go.
let's do it. Okay, Instalink connector. Come on back. Tracking. Oh, there we go.
Hey, there we go.
Capricorns are all about partnerships and sealing those deals and maybe some international ones, and then getting some investment dollars and some good sex after May 25th.
Hey.
Not necessarily in that order, but start an OnlyFans page in the second half of the year. We ain't judging.
Feet finder, here we come.
Right? Yeah, it actually, I'm sorry. Once
It's
again,
the
my brain was
daily.
not
It's
working. I
okay.
totally got that backwards. Sorry, Capricorn. The OnlyFans page goes to Scorpio where it fits. Rachel Dolezal, Scorpio, has one, so why not you? Capricorn, it's a little easier. It's actually all about home and family, and so maybe you'll be investing in buying yourself a house, or starting up some real estate empire or whatever, or a home-based business, or moving, or you need your space to reflect you and have enough. May need more room. But then it gets romantic and playful and creative, and you get to be a star in the second half of the year. And probably not on OnlyFans, probably more on like making a TED talk, or auditioning for a role, or getting on stage somewhere. Aquarius. Oh my God. I just did Aquarius. Oh my God. You're gonna edit
It
this?
was so all we got to do is just flip flop. Aquarius,
Okay.
take that Capricorn reading.
Okay, sorry. Oh my God, my brain.
That's all we got to do.
My tracking gimbal camera. What's happening to my brain? Okay.
System overload.
Sometimes it's like, you're like, we are the robots. You're like calculating in your head. Okay, Aquarius, home sweet home in the beginning of the year, maybe moving, maybe real estate, then go out, be a star.
Go on, be a star. Use that voice.
Be a star, kid, you're a star. Capricorns, you are a star.
You are a star at the top of the year.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you here. Capricorn, fifth house, boom. So for Capricorns, yeah, just go and show off, audition, take on leadership roles, make sure your name is stamped on everything you do. And then the second half of the year is going to be more streamlined and simplified. So if you burn yourself out, you don't want to do that, but you may come close to it. In the first half of the year, don't worry, because the second half, you're going to be all about self-care. You're going to be able to get those systems in place and feel like a sense of groundedness. But it's a little bit uncomfortable for Caps early in the year because you prefer everything to be under control. And now it may feel like it's like, whoo, lights, camera, action. And not that Capricorns can't thrive in that, but it's definitely, you will not be able to make a 5 or 10-year plan right away. So just chill, okay? And then last but not least, our dear Pisces, who have the first half of the year is all about friendship, communication, socializing, really just like getting, and you need that. You need people because you have Saturn in your sign all year, so it's heavy. So you just need to have those lighthearted friends and find those places that are actually fun, and consciously put that in your life, and find people, partner up with people, but not long-term, just a little short-term projects, if anything. And then you get the real estate vibes at the end of the year after May 25th, the second half of the year. And that could mean purchasing a place, selling property, starting a real estate empire. A lot of family energy is coming in. It could be just that you're enjoying and appreciating the home you have. So there it is, folks. There
You
it is.
got your power source and you've got your growth source.
Oh my God. And if you're born in the final few signs of the zodiac, you're going to have to untangle my brain for yourselves.
Yeah.
But you know what, Capricorn, Aquarius, you're like high vibe signs, so you like a challenge. So I just gave you a little scrambled puzzle. There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
See, you're welcome.
A little brain teaser for you.
Well, one of the things that I like in just looking ahead towards like the later, like the end of the year. Yes, we have another eclipse season, of course. Interestingly enough, we won't get into it here, but we do have a little Pisces full moon lunar eclipse, a little just like, oh, hello, just creeping in before 2025 to just wake you up a little bit.
Yeah,
Come
on
out of your
September
slumber.
17th. Right. It's like the eclipses have been in Aries and Libra. We had a last one in Taurus in 2023, but we get the first one in this Pisces Virgo series that goes on for 2.5 years on September 17th. So that one is gonna, yeah, let's just get the weird, that's where the transcendence of the year of transcendent leadership may come in.
Yeah. But on the other side of that, what I like, because I feel like with Jupiter and Gemini, in terms of the aspects that Jupiter makes at the end of the year, there's 2 sextiles to Chiron. So I feel like this, at least for 2024, Jupiter's mission and growth is a healing one.
You could say that for sure. I mean, you know, Chiron is the wounded healer comet, and anything Jupiter connects to. And the sextiles are really, they're nice, they're friendly angles, and they, you know, so it's definitely a wake up to see healing in a way that's both new and doesn't have to hurt, you know.
Yeah, it's like, you know, just in case you say too much, you overdo it too much there in that initial shift, May 25th and beyond, in case you said too much, you might have burned too hot. There are really potent healing opportunities as we get towards the end of the year with those 2 connections. And then, you know, to take us out, who wants to deliver the news for how we end 2024?
Well, I guess it might be me, but I will let me say one nice thing about you know, since we have so much war going on, Chiron's in Aries, a sign of war and anger, and it has been since 2018. So it's like we really are, it's like it's just like, why, if you're wondering why can't people get along, you know, we're learning some really big lessons about that. But Jupiter and Gemini is going to help us have conversations and take us to the negotiating table. So hopefully, you know, solutions will emerge that are cooperative for some of the biggest battles we're seeing out there. We can only hope. But then again, you know, the end of the year, Mars, the planet of war, goes retrograde on December 6th. Starting in Leo and then backing up to Cancer on January 6th. It goes back into Cancer. But for the rest of the year, we'll have Mars retrograde in Leo. I don't know. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it'll tame those egos. It might, but depending on how the election goes in the US, it could also cause all kinds of mayhem there too. And then, of course, Mercury retrograde.
Why? Just why? Why?
From November 25th to December 15th. So not looking forward to our book shipping for the 2025 horoscope guide. Maybe I shouldn't write it. I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. At this point, it's like, what, you're going to be the 14th year? 13th?
Yeah,
14th?
13th year writing it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. You
Got
know,
it.
no aspects will stop the twins.
No. I mean, 2025 too. It's like, ooh, let's see what's going on here. Some big Uranus, Chiron shifts. So what are we gonna, you know, we gotta do it. Oh, actually, that's not till 2020. 6, but I'll write it. I promise.
You
Let me get my head back in the game of 2024.
Isn't that the hardest part when you're still in one year, but you're like mentally you're already
Oh
in the
my
year
God.
ahead? Because it's like, what 2023 is like gone in my brain.
It's gone. I
Oh,
know.
right. Like I have a whole nother month to do. Hold on.
Right. It's like December. Sorry, December. My apologies to
My
you.
bad.
I'm already in February, but is there a dragon here yet? I sure do hope so. Yeah.
Tali, thank you so much.
Oh my God, this was so fun.
I feel like we've done our good duty to share what to expect, but also how to optimize it. And we had some scramble puzzle fun while we were at it.
We did a little bit, but I like to test my Mercury and Scorpio to see how much data I can store in my brain.
Oh, and you can.
How are you feeling as an astrologer about 2024? Are you feeling optimistic? Are you feeling nail biting, all the above?
I will say that I'm just such an eternal optimist that every year, even in 2019, when I was looking at 2020, was just like, that's okay. All right. Well, we can find the silver lining here.
Right. But that's why we're friends, and that's whatever I think we find that common ground, because I'm just gonna speak and you can tell me if you agree, but I don't think life is necessarily supposed to be sunshine and roses, but I think some of our greatest compassion and and growth and connection comes in the hard times. I learned that. I lived in New York during September 11th.
Yeah.
And that was like, never thought anything like that could happen on our soil. And it was like, oh, but just the way people came together in New York, it became a totally different city. And it happened right after. It was like New York had become, it was at the time where .coms were getting all this money, but we didn't have the technology to keep up with these beautiful sites that everyone was building. So there was a crash, and but everyone had kind of lost their souls. I remember being like, because I worked in that industry, I was like, oh, another launch party. I'm so sick of these, with an open bar and a Jennifer Lopez showing up. Oh, do I have to go? And then September 11th happened. It was like, oh, this is what humans remembered who we were. And I don't think we have to have a tragedy for that, but if we can remember, just to take us out in the age of Aquarius, if we can remember to come together as people, then we're doing the age of Aquarius right. So
right. That's what it will come with some learning curves, but I like that it is handing the baton to the people, and so even on an individualistic, just go to each individual, like you finding authentic power within yourself will only radiate into the collective around you, which will inspire someone else that might be shadowed with fear and whatever else they might have going on, to then kind of ignite their own light. So it doesn't have to be, the macro is just another way of looking at the micro. Where is your power switch? Now you know where it is, but now it's like, how do you ignite it, and how do you work with the energy of Pluto? It's a well-rounded energy,
Yeah.
That can't be light without the dark, and vice versa. So I'm looking forward to that part, because I know on the other side of all of it is, really what the Aquarium vibe is, peace, love, and harmony, baby.
Yeah, exactly. It's wearing printed tops and hats, and has a sense of humor, and all, macabre though it may be sometimes, but is able to find common connection. And that's the thing that we need right now, and hashtags aside, I don't know, just how are we going to do that? Age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
That's how. So
here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one question, just came to me just to take us out.
Please.
What is one thing you will do in 2024 to tap into your power?
Ooh, that's so good. I'm going to be out with people more. I'm really using that Pluto going into my sun's sign, my solar chart. It's going into my third house. And I'm definitely, it's like, even though people think I'm social, and I am, I spend a lot of time in this chair writing. And so tapping into my power means interactivity, having conversations with people in real time, and
Face to face.
face to face. Yeah. How about you? I know we can't take each other out. I gotta have a 2 Enneagram as well. What about you?
Well, you know what? I'm going to take what you said and I'm going to slightly manipulate that to mean we're going to have face to face next year.
Okay, boom. There it is. Hell
I
yes.
will acknowledge the manipulation,
Okay. Okay. Coming to LA. Won't have the Malibu pad from Cosmic Love.
That's
but
okay. The Drunk Astro studio is ready for you. The liquor cabinet will be full. We'll make all kinds of bougie
what
things.
else do we need? What
We
else
don't need
do we
anything
need?
else. I
No.
got two pups here. Like, we're gonna be good.
Oh my God. Cannot wait. Thank you so much. I loved this, and let's do it again.
Yeah, I think I get the feeling the people are gonna be like, you and Tali more, please.
I love talking to people who bring out my naughty side.
Yes, please. Like
You do that well, and it pulls me out of my Capricorn rising, pulls the stick out of my ass. So thank you.
All right. Tali has given us all the tools we need. Stick around. We've got more for how to manifest big in 2024. Peace out.